everyone, welcome to Alice's Yum World. Right now we're still doing the Chinese New Year time, and there's one important dish each family going to cook during that time. That is the dumplings. In Chinese, it's called 饺子, and we mean the boiled ones. In northern China, we'll usually use water to cook them, boiling them, and then filter them out, which we call it a dry one. While in southern China, they cook the dumpling with water and then eat with it. So today the version I'm going to teach you is the dry one. And I prepared 7 tips and 3 secrets to show you how to make the perfect dumplings from scratch. The stuffing I'm going to use today is the typical pork with leek. Let's start. So here is all the ingredient for making the meat stuffing. Minced pork. This one is 350 grams. Tip 1. To make the perfect stuffing, the pork mince cannot be too lean. Otherwise, the stuffing will be too dry. You usually would like to use the pork fat with about 20%. If you can't find it in your local store, try to use the mince with as a high fat percentage as possible. 1 fresh leek, 20 grams ginger, 1 egg, salt for 2 grams, 7.5 milliliter light soy sauce, 15 milliliter cooking wine. This one I use the yellow one, which smells really good. 30 grams sesame oil, 30 grams rapeseed oil. We need to process a little bit with the ginger and the leek. 60 milliliter water. Tip 2. To make the perfect dough for the dumpling skin, the flour needs to be with medium or high gluten. Tip 3. Make sure the flour weight is double that of the water. Here we use 300 gram flour with 150 milliliter water to make the dough. Considering the dough needs to be waited for 30 minutes to 1 hour to be fully done, so we make the dough first. We pour water in the flour, then use hand to mix them. Remember, no dry flour left. And you continue rolling them until it becomes one smooth round dough. Then you put a wet, breathable cloth to cover it up and let it be for 30 minutes. This will make the dough smoother and softer. Once it's been 30 minutes, you open up the cloth again, re-roll the dough again until it's smooth. Then put the wet cloth back to let it be for the rest of 30 minutes. Then the dough is ready. So here is our first secret about how to process the rapeseed oil for the stuff. We will need a little bit of leek and 2 pieces of ginger. So when you get rid of the skin, you can use a spoon like this. So it's very easy to get rid of the skin. And then you just cut 2 slices. Okay, like this. Then we're going to fry them. Let's process this rapeseed oil. First, you use big flame. Then put the oil in. Wait until it's hot. So you put them in and basically fry them. Until they're golden. Yeah. I think it's done. Okay, then you get it out. So, the oil processing is done. Let me teach you a quick way to grind the ginger. Use a mixer. Okay. So, no, there's no big piece anymore. Same with the leek. The whole leek, put it in. And then let's run them. I think it's done. Basically, it's done. But don't put it into the minced meat yet. This will have to be put in the last. Okay, so here it goes. Tip 5. Mix the stuffing by hand. You can wear a glove to do so. Unfortunately, my glove is a little bit too big, so try to find one match your hand size, please. To put the cooking line. Half a tablespoon and salt for 2 grams. So mix this. And now put in the processed oil, which we did earlier. So let's mix them together again, like this. I will leave it like this. Oh, I changed the tools. I can't use the gloves. Oh, I forgot to say that actually we need to add water. But you can't add water in one go. You have to add a little bit every time. So make sure they're still very sticky. This is done. You see? That's how it is. How it looks like. No water, but it's all merged with the rest of it. Now, before making the dumpling skin, we will need some dry flours and the dough we made earlier, and a big cutting board. This one really heavy to make the dumpling skin. Let me show you how to do it. You will need to use a rolling pin to make the dumpling skin. First, we need to put some dry flour on the cutting board so that the dough won't stick to it. Then we roll the dough into a long, thick one, a bit like a snake shape, I would say. Then you cut them into half. Continue rolling each half until it's about 5 cm diameter thickness. Then cut it into a small portion. You can weigh each of the small portion as 10 grams. That is easier for making the skin later. We first need to roll each small one into a round ball. Then press it to a flat one. Then we roll them into a big round shape dumpling skin. Now here is our tip 6. Make the dumpling skin in the correct way. You will need to use the rolling pin to make sure the edges are the thinnest while the middle of the skin is the thickest, so that when you put in the stuffing, it won't break easily. Now, as you can see, I finished making the skin dumpling from the half snake. Quite round actually. I think I did a good job. See? Okay, now I'm going to tell you how to put them in. So, use this. Let's see. Get a little bit the mince. I already put the leek in the mince, so don't put too much. Make sure they're in the middle. And then around the edge, dip a little bit of water so that they're easily stick to each other. And here, middle part, and then here. Eat this little bit out. And here, this side. And put this dry meat here. Oh, they're standing. That's great. So that's how you make them. They're supposed to be standing. When I was little, I made the dumpling at my grandma's place where I was cooking with my mom and aunt together. And the dumpling I made always fall down, unfortunately. This is a little bit too little. So we want the skin is very thin, but not a meat. So here you go. That's the second one. So you see, sorry, here. That's how it looks. Here is the last tip. If you don't boil them right away, you will need to freeze them before the dough becomes dry. So, here is the dumpling I made for the first round. It doesn't look so bad, I think. We will need to put 1.5 liter water for boiling the dumplings. So, here is my second secret. How to boil the dumplings in the correct way. You will need to put a bit of salt in the beginning into the water to avoid the dumplings stick to the bottom. And every time when the water boiled, you will need to put 250 milliliter cold water to let it reboil. This needs to be done for 2 times. So, the first time when the water is boiling, you put the dumplings in and you put back the lid. This is for cooking the dumpling skin. And don't forget to use a spoon to make sure no dumplings sink to the bottom. Then, when the second time the water is boiling, you put 250 milliliter cold water in for the first time and open lid to cook the stuffing. You will see the dumplings are floating slowly. Then, the last time when the water is boiling again, you put the cold water in for the last time until all dumplings are floating. Then it's done. Now it's boiling the third time, so the dumpling is done. You see they are all floating. All floating. Now here is the last secret before eating. Use cold water to screen them to cool down. Like this. Now the dumpling is done. Now, here is our final dumpling, how it looks. So, today we learned how to cook the perfect Chinese dumpling from scratch. I hope you will try it at home and let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me through Twitter or Instagram. In the end, I wish everyone Happy Chinese New Year. Wish you have a good health with good fortune and every wish come true. 春节快乐，恭喜发财，身体健康，万事如意。Thank you and see you next time.